Hi, everybody. This is Allison from AllyKat Creations. How are you? Please hit the like, share, and subscribe if you have yet to do so. And if you get anything from my work, I connect dawn and epiphany, a mind explosion, a new book to read, a new author to explore, artwork to create. Please consider supporting my work. All the links are at the bottom of the description. And AllyKatCreations211.com is where you can see all the artwork that I do, and it's a great way to support me. And if you're interested in purchasing anything or something custom, please email me. I do everything private. 3D memberships, I only have one tier, and that gets you access access to channel member only content. And each month I do a raffle, and you maybe will win. If you're a channel member, you get free entries into my raffle. So consider supporting that way. Hi. Hi, Charlene, and hi, Scott. How are you? um, this is gonna be on the shorter side. Got some lots going on in the home front. I have to look for a new career. Um, I'll go into it. Say hi, Bill. Hi, Ashmaya. I literally got home at 5:15, really shoved food down my throat, made some coffee, changed my clothes. Today was Western Day, and I was Westerned out. I had my cowgirl hat and a whole dress, but it's freezing here today. So I changed really quick. I also just got back from JQ headquarters, taking care of Louie and the kitties. Um, Lots of drama going on, but Allie to the rescue. So after this live, I have to go back there. So I just want to let everybody know why I'm going to end a little on the shorter side. And then I'm going to be there early in the morning. They should be home tomorrow, midday, if all goes well. Hi, Bob. I don't know what I would do without this, even though it's tobacco. It's unhealthy. It is a vice. I'd be smoking a ton of Marlboro Light 100s if I could. Um, so yeah, I need a new career. I need a new job. I had to figure out something between art and kids that pays. Um, my town's the mafia. It's really who you know and who you owe favors to and where mommy and daddy work. So there's no winning in chicken dinner for that. So I'm gonna have to look elsewhere for work. I am welcome back. I had a really fantastic review. Everybody loves what I do and how I contribute to the team, but I don't like how the actual special ed department is ran. I think there's a lot of mismanagement of funds, as we really could use Doge in these small little towns. Um, I explained to my AP that life happened, and life happened to me very, very hard, and it's doing it again. And I've no one's gonna sit here to help me after showing face, not taking one day off this year. I gotta find something else. And if I don't, I can be back. But I don't necessarily want pre-K. What my teacher was explaining to me, I'm like, I don't want to be anywhere near that. Mm-mm. Hi, El Sunray. How are you? So interestingly enough, why I posted what I did on Facebook, because I the last 2 to 3 days have been rough mentally. I'm over it. I'm done. I'm done. I know I'm being tested. I know the universe is like, have faith, be patient, have faith, be patient. I've been doing that cycle my whole life. I'm tired of it. I show up, I put so much effort into something and nothing ever the waveform doesn't collapse the way I would hope that it would. So I'm not giving up any faith in a direction per se, but I'm at the point where bills have to get paid, 3D has to work, and I don't want to have to work 7 jobs and not have a life the rest of my life. I need security. And there's no way I can have that working what I'm doing in this system. And it doesn't seem like anything is going to happen with education anytime soon. Doesn't look like I gotta take my socks off. My feet are killing me. That's another problem. But what really put me over the edge today, and not because I care, because I don't care. What I care about, some of us have this ability. I'm able to read people's minds sometimes, and not in the moment. So if someone said something about me, and I tap into the ether, I can hear the echo of what they're saying or how they said it or the tone that they say it in. So I kind of have I had this with my old job when people first met me. They were like, she's a Satanist, she's a this, I would get judged. Didn't bother me. And look, you can have your opinion all day about me. You don't have to like me. I'm okay with that. But it seems like in this environment where my principal back there, when like that's hearsay, I'm not here to judge. Here, it seems like what gossip says and it goes. And people are held accountable for things that they never did. Or it's a perception and not something that's literal. So I tapped into a lot. There's a lot of tension between people. It's like high school. High school drama. I'm too old for this. A lot of these kids, they're kids in my eyes now. They're in their early 20s, mid 20s, early 30s for some, but a lot of them are still very immature and still like nitpicky and divisive in areas where, okay, you don't need to like me, but there's no need to about me. Because I could read your shit. I could pull it from the ether. So as I'm listening to everybody, I just took it in today. My the teacher I work with is fantastic, but a lot of stuff from her mouth and a lot of undertones, and I just don't like how my teacher is getting treated either. I mean, she's new and there's not a lot of grace being given by her not knowing what goes on. So that's like me determining that this is not the right pathway. For me, education probably is, but maybe not the school, or maybe whenever T decides to make changes and actually implement them, well, things change. I don't see the change happening anytime soon. I don't at all. And I no. Back then, when I was able to hear people's intentions and I heard what they were saying, I had better understanding of who to be around and who not to be around, and who to just be, hi, fake nice, but I can't be fake nice anymore. I can't. I like the chess game just like anybody else, but I can't play chess in an inauthentic way. I can't do it anymore. I can put a fake smile on my face as you walk by. Is that really being my authentic self? This is another issue with 5D to 3D bullshit. it's okay. I dropped my ego death is happening again, and there's a million of them that you're gonna go through. It's not just one and done. You're gonna go through a lot of ego. But as your ego dissolves and the higher self steps in and your authentic self, your real self starts popping out. I'm like that old lady that is 70 and does not give a shit, but in a 42-year-old body, because I don't care. I'm going to tell you how it is in a respectful manner. I'm not going to be here to throw up on you, but my goodness, no one stands up for anybody. And when you do, it doesn't necessarily go anywhere. So what is the point? I don't see much to the point. Um, I see how corrupt the system is here. I mean, it's corrupt in New York. It's corrupt everywhere. It doesn't matter where you are, in what type of work you do. If you're working, and even if you are retired, I'm sure many of you seen the same bullshit in your jobs, in your fields. So as my life has been steadily going down into the void, and you know, and listen, I'm not here to I'm upset at the situation with what took place at JQ headquarters. It has nothing to do with them. They're coming home tomorrow. Let me tell you what, I got some really amazing pictures. I hope Dina puts it in a slideshow for everybody. I just got off the phone with Dina. Everything is fine. Just there's a lot of things that you can't control, and unfortunately, I'm the one picking up the mess. Literally. Um, and for anybody that has a misconception, I say this to Dina all the time. I might not agree anymore with the 3D surface level stuff. I know that there are so many people not where I'm at in the spiritual sense to even understand or comprehend how my brain is processing reality. I'm fine with that. I just can't hear the hate anymore. I can't hear the perpetuating of stuff that is looping us. That doesn't mean that they're not my friends and that I am trusted with the keys to the kingdom. So just putting that out there, because a lot of this again, once again, the rumor mill starts. And that you can't stop it. You can't stop it. But a lot of people get affected because they have nothing better to do with their lives than to feed the shit when you really don't know. Don't know. And for me, it doesn't hurt anymore. It used to bother me. It doesn't hurt anymore. I just know who to stay away from. But when you're at work and you can't avoid people, when you're at work and you're around these people, you work with them. There's only a few of us in the mid to late 40s, early 50s. There's like two sections of ages, and I don't like to age anybody, but it's the maturity level of some people that are completely like, you need to grow up, like real world, real deal shit, grow up. So I found it very interesting that my reaction today, having to sit there and go, oh, okay. Oh, I'm hearing these other people I work with. I'm hearing their voices. Okay. And tapping into what they're saying. And it's not necessarily the best or worst I've ever heard from anybody projecting opinion about me. Um, it is what it is. Old self would have really gotten upset. This self was like, I don't give a shit. That's your opinion. Fine. But watch what you say in front of who you're saying it with and in front of. Because I'm sure that held a big weight on me getting the teaching job, which I am not getting. So I'm going to probably end up taking the test if I am allowed to take the test still. And I have to pay for it myself. But I am not getting a teaching transitional license. Hey, Sparky. Hey, Buckshot. I'm not going to spend money on a position that I'm not getting, and who knows when I'll get it. I need to know that I will have a job in order to invest money into it. And I don't know why they're not paying for that crap. Oh yeah, no, like yeah, that's what he was talking about. Um, Trust me, if Jason really hated them so bad, and I know he does it to a certain extent, but he wouldn't accept giving me a key to his house and trusting me with his animals. Like, I'm not Jewish by any stretch of the imagination, but I was raised by them, and he knows my stance. He's, you know, I know Jason in a different way than most. Um, but eventually, if he taps into the self and taps into moving forward, he'll understand energy and frequency a little bit better to understand that when you are perpetuating it week after week and putting it out and speaking it, you're not elevating your frequency, you're lowering it. You're also looping us because it's a distraction more than it is upliftment. Like yeah, last the craft and sip, I was all about what do you want to manifest? What do you want to collapse that wave function for? And including the things that you want for yourself, but that involves humanity and specifics. It's just saying prosperity and abundance for all. What does that actually translate to? What does that actually mean? I went I had to go to Walmart the other day really quick because it's right next door to JQ. And the machines are all saying notes, and they have been, but then they retract it and it's back and forth with the notes. I'm glad if things transition, but when? I see all these amazing things that are going on for everybody but the people that need it. We, the people, need to now focus on what do we want to bring down. Oopsies. Thankfully, that wasn't my coffee, but that was my water. I have a spillage on my desk. Yeeps. Fun times in Allison land. Um, what is it that you want to bring into your reality? How? Like I'm saying now, what I was told today about what my job is going to look like next year if I go back to being a para. What? No? No way, Jose. Not feeling it. What I do is not federally funded. It is funded by the corporation that I work for, and yet I have to work with a federally funded program, Head Start, who does not share any of its fundage with us, but yet we have to work with them. And like, there's like a day here that it's election day. I don't know what that is. I don't know. I don't get anything in the mail, so I don't know who's up for whatever. But uh my whole day is going to be spent like it's my school, and then I have to go to another school for the rest of the day for stuff that I don't use or could care about. And then half their staff quit the last 2 days because they're fed up. Well, if you have staff continuously being filtered through, is your system successful or is it flawed? No, Sunray, absolutely. I got a little break from survival mode for a little bit. And that's when a lot of my spiritual, like when my needs were met, my spiritual abilities, the clarity was phenomenal. I was able to see everything and understand things way clearer. I didn't have to worry and bog myself down with all kinds of shit. And now I'm back at it in survival mode. And I don't want to be there. I don't want to be in that spot. Why should any of us be in that spot? Great. So they're upping your SS if for anybody that has SSI. So great. They're giving you a little bit of money that you already earned. That shit comes out of my paycheck just like anybody else. Where's the funds? Why wasn't the raise forever a long time ago when inflation happened and then people couldn't feed themselves? I don't understand this world and how it functions anymore. I thought I did, and I don't like it. I don't like it. And there's a small amount of us that are still waking up. There's a whole bunch more people that are starting to really question everything. Like, hi, okay, great. It's been 100 days. Okay, so you're doing all these fantastical things, but where it needs to really fantastically happen is where people are not in survival mode anymore. Giving us a little, oh, you're going to get money from Doge. Okay, where is it? JG Wentworth. I need that money now, not in 2 years, not when you're almost on your way out. I don't care who's running the country. It doesn't matter to me. It could be an auto pen. It could be Trump. It could be an actor. 98% of them are. I don't care. I'm not bad mouthing him. You're just a pawn in the game like everybody else. When are we going to see relief? Gas is like 324 here. Why? My gas and electric bill for one person is almost $300. Why? And I'm not home half the day. So I can't imagine what's sucking all the energy out of my house for that to be that expensive. My property tax keeps going up for what? I just moved here. It should be low. No. So I really have to sit down and really figure out my life. I have like 3 weeks to do it. I'm done waiting on the universe. I've asked for clarity. I've asked for a miracle. I'm like, hi, you want me to continue doing my work? I need to get 3D compensated. I can't just wishfully think that $1 million is dropping in my lap and it's going to be the end all be all. It isn't. Money goes by quickly in a high interest economy. I thought credit card debt was going to be dissolved. I had to live off my credit cards. It's not because I got Louis Vuittons and a new car and this and that. And then I'm getting my hair. I did my nails myself. Well, it's not like I'm going out on benders and every night is fast food night. No, my phone is 8 years old. My laptop is like just about 8 years old. I don't what I have a halfway new appliances because I moved. Yeah, you're funny. Actually, you know what was really funny the other day? When I was at work, I was talking to my teacher and we got a new Para that they're gonna take away again. We're hoping not because she's really good. Um, I was like, I need a mail order husband so that I could just do this and do what I always do best, and then figure out how I can communicate with kids, or just keep the job that I have and not have to worry because I have someone else to split the bills with, and I'm just a second income. But I would prefer someone in my age bracket for sure. So I yesterday there was no me doing a video because after the insanity. So on Wednesday and Thursday, which is yesterday, I got thrown up on twice. I also had to clean a lot of poop up today and the other day. Kids are sick. And yesterday, after I got home with the JQ debacle, I had to take a shower and then eat. And then by the time I got done with all of that, had to go back to JQ's house. And I have to do that tonight as well. And then I have to wake up in the early in the morning to go back there before they get home. So that mail order husband needs to have income. It has to the guy has to be attractive in my age bracket. So between 40 and I want to say 50. Um has to have security. Plain and simple. I know what you're going. I know where you're going, Bob. I totally know. I need somebody that's going to be able to help me out. And they can move in here, or I could sell this house and get out of here, which is another thing that's been crossing my mind. I like my house. It needs a lot of work, but I like my house. I bought it because I wanted to manifest to put a family in here, and it doesn't need that me having a kid. That just means I want to have a family at some point in juncture in my life. And I put that out there when I moved here that I want to have a family. So I'm going to have a space that will manifest for it. Well, I mean, every inch of this house is like my shit, but we'll see. There's a lot of things I came in with the first major changes in my life, and now I have to go through another second stage of major changes in my life. No, I don't want. Um, so I don't know what's in store for me in the next 3 weeks. I am praying up there that something gives, because something needs to give. I put out so much of myself to others with boundaries. Don't get me wrong, I have my boundaries up, but I don't see the 3D exchange happening. The 5D, I'm already set up there. I'm good. Up there. I'm supposed to be bringing heaven to earth. Heaven, sixth density. Fifth density is not there quite heaven yet. But I'm supposed to bring this stuff down. How? When my 3D needs need to be met. Oh, trust me, my house is small. It's not that big. And when I got this house, it was it was divinely orchestrated. Um, because everything I was looking for like needed to fit certain criteria for me. Two bathrooms, um, in the backyard. Yeah, I didn't care what the size I need. Oh, well, no, I did care what the size because some of these houses here at the back, there's no backyard, there's only a front yard, and you're limited on what you could do in your front. So I made sure I had a backyard. The trees needed to be here. So this house landed because it needed to be. That I know. But moving forward, if I need to go, I know Bob. So I don't know what's gonna happen. And I got very I wasn't I was specific when I moved here what I wanted. But you know, reality also hits. Hi, Gregory. Reality also hits, and reality also has a pocketbook in 3D. So I had limitations in my budget. Um, and the only thing that has saved me, literally, was buying the house outright. Hi, Nikki. How are you? I have to figure out next this month's raffle as that's on my mind. I have to two of the girls that I enjoy working with, they both got engaged. So I'm making them an epoxy Mr. and Mrs. sign for them as gifts, end of the year gifts. I have to make some business card holders. So I have a couple of projects I got to get done. So we'll see what happens. Yeah, I you know like I've been saying because I'm airing this out so that other people know they're not alone. I've been showing up for myself every day, and I always have been my whole life. But as of recently, because I was really motivated, and this is something I really truly, in the heart space of heart spaces, wanted. I wanted this art teaching job. I'm not giving up on that dream, but I have to be realistic and logical about how to get about that without putting myself in further debt. Uh, I need a co-signer. I need specific things to get what I need to get done, and it's unattainable right now. I could take a test tomorrow that doesn't give me the license. It just gives me a step to getting that. And the price of the test is covered already. So I can go at any time and get this test done. But I need a license, and the schooling for that license is almost $20, $20,000, give or take. Probably a little less if I stay within the state of Indiana. But I have to go to online school if I have to work, which is another like whole component of things. Right now I would need a co-signer because I don't have enough in my accounts to pay it back. Um, so there's a whole bunch of stuff obstacle wise. If my principal would have did me the favor, and not to say that it's a favor, to say, hey, I just need an emergency permit. That way I can go to the loan officer. I can go to whoever I need to show here. I have a job. I'm going to be a teacher on a permitted base. Here's what I'm making. Now I can go to school because they see that I could pay the loan back. Absolutely. Sparky, let me tell you something. You go, girl. You got to put your needs first. I was that person, and a lot of you do or not do know or not know, but when it came to We Not Me, I put everybody else before me. But that was a part of my mission. I spent hours in JQ's house. I spent hours watching and doing the shows, which is great, and I loved it. But was I doing anything for myself to put money in my own pocket? No. Hi, Amy. Little Thor did not come today, but he came last night at 10 o'clock as I was going to sleep. So I put that up. It didn't get many views. I mean, amongst all of this with the stress, and listen, I'm trying not to. I'm trying to take the approach to what's going on, like the complete collapse of life, because that's what it actually feels like and is. TMJ, um, most likely. I'm not a doctor. I'm not diagnosing myself. I'm not one of those WebMD people, hypochondriac, but I know when I feel pain, it's that. I'm probably malnourished, not because people don't give me money for food, just have barely any time to eat it. And also not the healthiest. Hey Kelly, uh, my arthritis. I'm not trying to get myself scared. I am not talking in a bad way, but the last few days being on my feet, having to do what I'm doing at JQ's house, when I get home, even at work now, my feet are killing me. And that's usually my first sign. Happy anniversary! I hope I can ever say that in my life. I don't have days. I have my birthday. That's that's about it. See, I'm putting my feet up. Feet are elevated right now above my heart. Um, I did last night. I wore sandal. So today was cowgirl day. I wore a cat. My hair was down. I wore a cowgirl hat and my Halloween costume, but it's freezing here. But last night before I went to sleep, I painted my toes because my feet are fugly. One of the least, I danced on my toes. I have arthritis in my body. Guess what? I healed it, but it does poke its little nose out when things get rough. So I'm trying a different approach to get the emotions out. And not only on top of that, I am going through the lady changes. So my hormones are all over the effing place. And I've been doing castor oil. I'm doing what I can afford. That shit ain't cheap. I'm doing what's in my wheelhouse to that I can control holistically when it comes to my hormones and it comes to my the arthritis in my body. Um the last couple of days have been extremely painful and I'm like starting to get back to my 22-year-old self. I don't want to be back there. So I am putting everything, getting it out of me so it's release. And that's something that I want to impart on everybody. Going through the spiritual process is extraordinarily painful, and I chose the hard path. So I know that my soul has better and hopefully a better opportunity that's going to head my way in the next 3 weeks. But I have to figure out in what avenue is that going to be in. My body is totally starting to break itself down again. I don't know if this is purge, if this is like the lack of supplements. I don't know if I'm changing my supplements. It's I'm all over the place. But I have compassion for myself, and although I vent and I'm done, I really am. I'm done. I'm done living this way. I'm done feeling this way. I am done needing to have 1,000 fucking pieces of fucking paper to tell me that I'm valid. Let me tell you what, my Shark Week happens twice a month. Twice and sometimes three. So there's something definitely wrong in my hormonal system. And I know when I start shifting my hormones and I start getting cravings for things like, oh, it's back again. It's coming. And I don't care. I'm open about it because not too many people even talk about that shit. But doing it at my age, um, I'm glad. But at the same time, like there's no right timing for anything. Time is an illusion. But what listening to some of these Dark Chosen One videos, it's more of a validation, but for me, it's more of the understanding that I have to incorporate the shadow of me with the light and balance the shadow with my light. You need the shadow, and the shadow doesn't absolve itself, it merges. And there's my problem, Kelly. I had pink eye, and because I'm not salaried, I have coverage from my job, but it's not enough coverage, or it's a shitty version of coverage, whatever. Um, I would love to get the pipes plucked. I'm not having kids. I'm 42. Let's just face it. And I'm not meant to have them this in this time space. I'm if I'm meant to have a family, I will like Viking, I will take on the children. It's fine. And I prefer that. Get the piping out. Goodbye. I'm okay with that. I'm allergic to the shit anyway. But I don't want to sit here and have to mentally gymnastic juggle hormone emotions amongst what I'm actually going through, which is not easy. Ugh, I bet. I mean, but I'm allergic to my own progesterone. And I've been taking supplements but if I can afford them, I do castor oil pills because I need to ingest it and I can't swallow it. I've tried. I'm still getting over the child that had to drink that and some oils. But I take the pill form and it's been helping. But I need other stuff. Like things cost money I don't have. I'm supposed to bring heaven down here. I'm supposed to be the bridge to help everybody cross over. How the hell am I going to do that when my 3D needs are not being met? And I'm not alone because a lot of you in the chat are in the same position as I am in. The only difference is many of you are a lot older than me, but that still doesn't change shit because what are you supposed to be, a Walmart greeter? And you can't make this is another problem. Like people who are disabled and can't work a normal job because of whatever their limitations are. Oh, well, if you do this, you can't make that. We have to keep you at the bottom of the brink in order to receive assistance. I think that's a farce and that needs to be attacked. Oh, you go over a certain dollar amount, you are not owed any kind of assistance. Well, that's what it should be there for. And most people that hit a rough spot in life that are not abusing the system, they get fucked. That's insane, Kelly. Um, I don't know. I haven't been to a doctor. I've been to the clinic to get the eye medication because the other stuff wasn't working that I was trying. And my eye, I didn't even know if there was something in my eye because of the wind that the day before. So I don't know how I got it, but I put stuff on it and everything, and it didn't go away, and I had to go to the clinic. Yeah, no soup for me. I mean, even at the other places here that have greeters, I mean, I'm happy that these people can get out and have a job, but it doesn't pay anything. You know, like my grandmother worked for the Bronx District Attorney until she was like 80. My grandmother loved working. She had a double mastectomy. She did have breast cancer, and she didn't want to stop. And when she stopped, she bit the big one. Hi, Whiskey. How are you? My mother's mother was a workhorse, and she kept going until she couldn't go any longer, and then got that taken care of, and then slowly her not going out and having a routine and having be around other people. Not that she was in an assistant living home at the end, but my grandmother needed, like, wanted her particular life, and no one was there to help take care of her, and my mother wasn't doing it because my mother and her fought all the time. So my aunt and my uncle did not really do much for her. My cousins did. And those are the two of my cousins, second cousins. They're the only people I talk to in my family, my adopted family. I don't talk to anybody else in my family, but they support Trump. Um, but the struggle is real for so many of us, and I wish it wasn't like that. And during the craft and stuff, the whole thing I was getting channeled was, okay, we're bridges. We have to integrate our shadow because it is important. We have to live these dark moments because it gives us like ultimate soul growth. I know change is coming. I know change is here. It's just, I don't know where and what to even start with. Like, I already restarted my life and now I have to restart it again. What? It's exhausting. So I'm hoping a miracle happens and I get another type of job, or I find something within another school system near here. I mean, the benefit of working around the corner from your house is like phenomenal, and I love my school. But after hearing a lot of the chatter today and how people are projecting their thoughts, I'm not about it. I'm done. I'm done. So I don't know what to do. I don't know what direction to head into. I don't know if I should move away. I don't know. There's a lot of I don't knows, and universe has still yet to be clear with me because they dropped me the art teaching job, and that fell through. I could take the task, but I need a co-signer to get a loan. So there's no winning chicken dinner for me. And in 3 weeks, I'm out of work. 3 weeks. So I don't know. Trying to live every day. And that's the thing too. I'm showing up for myself by getting this out of me, but in a not in a 3 year ago way. When I go back to watch some of the videos in the early stages of this channel, holy crap, was I an angry cunt. I was angry. I'm not angry. I'm disappointed and I'm tired. I'm tired. Tired. And there goes, like, for me, I am not that big of a person out there in the world. I don't want to charge for, if I do like Patreon and stuff, like it's not going to make my bills every month. Like, this is just like the commercials that run through everything. It's just side cash. It is not much. It helps with one or two bills. That's it. Like, my artwork, if it sells 1 month, great, but it's not a consistent, steady stream where I'm making over $10,000 quarterly. I'm not at all, if I sell anything. Vending events, I've showed up every day to do work and been working and go out and put myself and put my ass out there. And I just don't know what call I have to make upstairs to say, hey, I need more of a in my face. This is what you need to do. This is where you need to go. This is where you're going to make your money. Thanks to friends, I've been dressing more of what I want out of my role. I try to present myself at work very professionally. And even if I don't like my job, it doesn't matter. I'm showing up every day with a smile on my face. I'm playing with the kids. I'm making a difference in their lives. And for me, that's all that matters. Like, I don't bring my problems into job, only if asked. That's about it. But even if you're not working and you're home and you're retired, are you showing up for yourself? Are you making your effort each day to show up for yourself? Are you looking at the darker aspects of yourself and integrating them? You can't ignore that snippy, sassy, arrogant side of yourself. If that's whatever you want to use the label for, whatever you are, right? You have to integrate that within you. That's a part of your personality. That's what makes you unique. You have to refine it. Like right now, I'm refining my shadow. I'm trying the best that I can to catch myself in moments. It's getting harder to say, okay, yeah, I'm done, but what you're not done with life and living, you're done with your situation. Now, how do you go about that change? Okay, what are my what are my strengths? What are my skills? What can what can I bring to the table? I'm not looking at my weaknesses. I know that they're there, but for all of you at home, are you showing up for yourself? What are things you can work on? What are things you can release? The shadow is very much a part of what they call the dark chosen one. I don't like the chosen one symbol terminology, but a lot of us came in, the ones, those of you who have it really difficult in life, you chose that path like I did. Kick my ass. I can literally kick my tushy. Um, it's because we're making room for more light. But it can't be the light that blinds us that we don't see our way. The shadow is a part of us to help us see the light, to go in the direction where we need to be for our soul. If we are blinded by the light, we're not going to find what we need to do. So we have to find balance within ourselves, within the darker aspect to the lighter aspect, and come into a neutrality stance. Oh, hell yeah. The epiphany for me yesterday, petting Louie dog and just sitting on the couch, like giving some time with him and like contemplating, okay, like, so, okay, what goes on with the shadow and why and what's going on? Divine neutrality came into my pathway because it was there to teach me how to balance myself. It's not about black or white, and it's not even literally about gray. It's about finding the balance in between all the aspects of you. In order to walk your authentic path, your authentic self, and be true to yourself, that's truth in its own self. You need to find balance. When you're a light worker and all you do is speak about the light and you're not talking about the scrappy, junky, despair emotions that you feel, because transition is always an occurring thing. Change is always, it's a law of nature. Just change every day. Hi, Brent. But when you're in the moment, are you able to alchemize and transmute your feelings? Or at least come into what the Kabbalion has the pendulum. Can you swing it dead center? And for me, when I'm having these moments of like, I am fucking physically done, I'm in pain. Holy crap, my pinky is still healing. It hurts like a son of a bee. Ow. This right here hurts when I eat. Something has to give. Something. As I show up for myself each and every day, as I show up in my frequency to be the lighthouse, but I also have to make sure that my battery is fully charged in order for my light to shine the brightest. But I don't want to blind the captain on the ship because he ain't going to see where to steer that ship either. That isolation and lonely space that a lot of us have experienced throughout our lives. And it's just, being in hermit mode is one thing. Being physically lonely, being a hermit is a choice that some of us make. I love hermitism. When I experience it, it's fantastic because I do a lot of introspection. I do a lot of work on myself. And I've had periods of time to do that throughout my life. But it was a choice I made. Physically being lonely is another, and not that we want humans need connection. We're not meant to be in our own space all day by ourselves for eons and eons. That we are here to contribute our light, not to hide it. But Thus Spoke Zarathustra, when I did that series, was a really good description of Nisha finding himself going in the cave and then evolving back down into society to spread the wisdom, and then going back up again because he can't stand what he's hearing. That's many of us. Many of us are like, okay, we calm down off our posts. We like, okay, we observed enough of the insanity going on down there. We come down, we try to give reason and logic to this plane of existence, and no one's listening. And then we're like giving like seedlings of amazement. And then we're like, okay, I'm done. And you ascend back up into your cave because you're depleted. We don't want to be depleted, but not everybody. Have a good night. Have a good night, Charlene. Um, okay, because that emoji is in my reactionary. It's Smiley Poo. It's Smiley Poo. Um, I like human watching a lot. I like sitting in public places and watching people and observing. I get to do a lot of that at work. Uh, I mean, today took me out of left field because for the first time in a long time did I start getting other people's voices and what they were saying about me. And again, not all of it was negative, and it was just opinion and perspective. And again, I'm not here to judge them. They're entitled to their opinion and how they feel. That's great. Mr. Hanky, the Christmas Pooh. Actually, one of my best friends from back in the day, my bestie back in the day, not, I don't even talk to him anymore. His last name was Hanky. We used to make fun of him all the time, not in a bad way, but in more of a jokingly manner. Um, Grounding, anchor into the earth and always feel at home. Before I even go here, from my own paradigm and perspective, the aliens, the extraterrestrials, the interdimensionals, whatever have you, they're not coming to take me up on a ship and blast me out. I would be out of here already. As much as I would love to have adventures, and I'm sure that I do in my light body, in this physical vehicle, they come here and check up on me. They're not zooming me up on a ship. I know back, I still won't get those memories. I don't know if they'll serve this life, but I'm sure I was abducted a bunch as a child and not in a ship through my portal in my house. This is your home. This is where we chose to be this life in many of our lives that we are concurrently living now. Home is not in another galaxy. It's not in another star system. Home is was like legitimately home is with source. That's the ultimate home. That's the prize. That is a many world mansions that her tech, even the Arranger book talks about the many mansions. That's where we're trying to strive for, guys. But it's here. Home is here. Home is actually in your body. That's your home. We're bringing 5D to 3D. We are merging with it. We are ushering it in, but we're bringing it down. We're like allowing the density to drop for 5 as 3 lifts. That's what we're doing. So whatever anybody tells you, oh, this fantastical BS, it might happen for some of you. And God bless you if you're going on a ship and you're going to have some space adventures or out of the wall adventures, whatever you want to perceive as your paradigm. I salute to you. Hi, Barbara. But for many of us, we're here. We're not leaving. We're bringing heaven to earth. We're anchoring a higher frequency here. We need to be on our A game to doing that. That time is coming soon, and where we're doing the anchoring. We're grounding now, but we got to purge. Serious purging has to happen. Schumann today did a little spikeroonie, and the day before did a little spikeroonie booty. I'll show you the, oh, fuck a duck. Um, okay, hang on. So where this black line is, that's the time moving forward. I know it, oh no. Okay, but I take it off and now we are spiking now. See it? The white, we're spiking. No wonder why. See, I knew I had to go live. I was questioning going live today because my body really hurts. And I've been taking magnesium and spraying it on me. It takes time. After getting thrown up on, so the last 2 days before I get into the card, um, Wednesday, we had the special child come in. That was havoc. Then Thursday, we have a kid that comes in hysterically screaming and crying and carrying on. And our buses are always late. So it was like my head was pounding. I got thrown up on twice, Wednesday and Thursday. Got boogers and poo and all kinds of insanity that goes on. I was so exhausted the other day. And then having to go to Dina's house and then go back to Dina's house after the fact. I was wiped out. Body, whole 9 yards. Um, pinky and jaw up here, my back is wrecked. It hurts. My feet are swollen. So I'm doing what I can to get my body. I mean, I've been drinking water. I don't know. I've been drinking electrolyte water. Um, Tomorrow after I do Dina and Jason's Kitties and Louie, I might take a nap. I don't know. I'll probably be up, but this girl needs like a whole bottle of liquor and just a day. I just need to get out of my own head. So we have grounding. Circumstances have affected your energy. You may be feeling disconnected, scattered, or overwhelmed. You may be bumping into things or forgetting if you locked the door or turned the iron off when you left home. Well, my water spilled. That was fun. Stop whatever you're doing and breathe. Let yourself be here. Call your dispersed energy back to your heart. Imagine an imbalance or excess energy flowing into the earth and feel the calmness of nature in exchange. Nature uses the energy for growth and expansion. This is a symbiotic, co-creative process that we need to remember and honor. When you recenter, you begin to feel more aligned, relaxed, and at peace. This may also be a message to spend more time outside. It got to stop raining. But yes. Like I said the other day, I even though my mower is recalled and I don't know what goes on with that, I needed to mow my lawn. I like mowing my lawn. I like going outside and doing yard work. Even though it takes forever to do it, that's when I get my best grounding in. Because it's a good workout for me. I walk. I'm in my own, I'm anchoring my light in my property, on my property. Um, I take all the birds in. I love doing yard work. But I like to rest too. So when my batteries need to be recharged on my mower or my weed whacker, I sit on my deck and be one with nature. I would have ran upstairs to make more coffee. Um, and luckily I moved my cord so I didn't get electrocuted. Oh, that would be amazing. Although I'm going to say this, as much as I love my backyard, I like it during the day. At night, when all the critters and creatures come out, um, fire pit. Like last weekend, I went to Vikings because the girls needed help, and we put out a bonfire. And it was the most relaxing thing I have done in weeks. Like he put it up. The girls were having fun on the trampoline. That was after they had a project and I helped them with it. And it was nice seeing them and nice being around them. And we went outside and put a bonfire out, and it was nice and it was warm. I was meditating. Like he doesn't, he did him, I did me, and I was happy because I was communing with fire. Fire. But the bug situation around here is I don't know if that's manipulation or not. Um, this is like the start of spider season here, and I don't mind bugs, don't get me wrong. I'm not a fan. I had a black fly infestation in the house. A lot of my windows are like ancient and they don't have screens. So I don't open my windows. If I open up the door, that's how these things are getting in. I don't know how they got in last year, but let me just say what? Oh my gosh. Um, Spiders, I don't mind if they're in the house, just don't bite Freya. Unless they're wolf spiders, and I don't hate them. Like there was a wolf spider at my job today, and he was big. So I got a piece of paper and I put him outside. I don't kill these things on it, intentionally. Ants, ant season's here, the fly season's starting, and there's some other things around here I'm just learning because New York doesn't have the same bugs as they do here. I don't, I saw an article, I don't want to feed it, but it said there's going to be an uptick in ticks. Mm-mm. Yeah, as this is a nurturer mommy. I never was a mommy, but the mommy in me, when they call and they ask for help, I told them that I would always be there for them. And that's not, I don't ever back down in something I tell somebody, especially two little girls, and they're not little anymore. They're teenagers. So it's the end of the year, and a lot of things are, they have to complete a couple of things now they're going to start intermediate school. They're going to go to junior high. Like, here is a whole fucked up system. Elementary is the fourth, intermediate is 5, 6, junior high is 7th, 8th, and then they go to high school. So they're going into junior high school into in the late August. So they got stuff that they have to complete. I help them, and it was nice seeing them. And in Viking, he still hasn't answered my question from like Christmas. So, but it was nice. It was nice actually getting out and doing something nice. And it was a bonfire. That's one thing I could say I am thankful for is him ringing my doorbell. And even if things never work out, like we we're still kind of, I'm still here for them. That's insane. Yeah, I have freckles everywhere. And they're not, and my freckles are dark brown, depending on where on my body they are. So it's really hard. And even like lice, even though it's less likely to happen here than it is in other places, like, can you imagine trying to go through gray hair to find lice, especially the nits that are not in color? Yeah, right. Um, no, I'm really trying to, I put out into the universe that I would like my soulmate, or whatever timeline my soulmate exists on. If things are meant to be with Viking, great, because there is signs of maturing and healing. But I don't think he's completely there yet, and that's okay. But I just need somebody that's stable, that can help me out financially, and give me the love and the I don't need to be treated like a queen either. I just want to be happy with somebody that can accept me for who I am. And that's more important to me than anything else. Um, and I think that goes for everybody in the chat. Like, it's hard to find a partner that is going to completely understand you. And that's not a realistic thing to have either. It's good to have a difference between you and your partner, because it would get boring if you're always into the same shit. But the things that there are differences in can't be so polarized that there's no meeting in the middle for compromise. That too. Um, the famous line in my life, in just about every one of the relationships I've ever been in, which wasn't many, was, it's not you, it's me. Well, how can I fix my problems if I, it's not even fixing problems. Like I posed this question to Viking, he never answered me. I was like, okay, what is it about me that bothers you? Hi, Sparkette. What is it about me that could be that could be better? And that's just for me to know what I might, if I find it deemable and redeemable of something that I might have a flaw in, or something that I can work on as a human being in a constructive way, tell me. Tell me. I'm not here to fold to others' demands and how I should be. But if there's things that I do to irk somebody, obviously that's healing they need to do for themselves. But there's always an area of improvement that I could do on myself. And no one can ever answer me those fucking questions to say, hey, like, you complain all the time. Maybe stop complaining. Okay, I'll work on that. Or, I don't know, you're too spiritual. I want more of a grounded conversation. I could do that. I don't expect everybody to be on my level. That's why I have my own channel. I'm here. I don't need to bring that into a relationship if it's not warranted or wanted. But there needs to be, I am God. I chose this. You're God. You chose you. We all chose, we all chose this. But the three at the 3D level of where we are all at is perfecting the imperfections, and there's no real actual perfecting. It's coming into that resonance with the self, that you can accept yourself and love yourself for who the fully you are. And what the transformation a lot of us are going through right now is change is happening in our lives. Like for me, my whole world is collapsing again, and I don't know where. In the last time I had a direction, this time I'm like, ah, okay, so the art teaching job isn't happening right now. It might happen later in life. It might never happen. Okay, great. How do I pivot? How do I pivot away from this? Okay, so I'm doing this by myself. I don't have anybody to rely on in terms of physicality. Oh, it would just be nice to have somebody be honest and forthcoming with you, to say, oh, when you're doing this, I don't know, it irks me, or I don't see it that way, but let's talk about it. But no, the lines of communication are still weak with a lot of people. A lot of people can't even focus on themselves, the ADHD. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, they go tango outside. Today the kids learned waltz, and I was waltzing in my brain. This time is not an easy balancing act to go through. I have to sit and transmute not just the female changes going on in my body hormonally, because those are extreme, and then the outside circumstances of the 3D world, to the reality and the logistical things that have to happen in my life in order for me to be able to continue doing my work and not losing my house, the internet, and not being able to pay my bills. So there's like a lot of juggling and balancing that I have to do within self. And yes, old self would have already given up and would have been way more fresh in my mouth about my own self. I'm putting myself forward. I am not thinking Yeah, I was actually on the phone with Dina about an hour and a half ago. I actually have to go back to their house at after this live to tuck in Louie. They're great. Um I didn't catch where she did, if she did a live or posted. I know she posted one set of pictures. I think there are a little bit more. Um, she's been giving me candid pictures that I hope she shares with you guys. Um, but what I can say is they had dinner with Lewis, not Lewis, Dylan Lewis Monroe. I don't know why I always flip his name. I got a picture from that and Ben Barlow and Carol and Michelle. They all had dinner together. It was adorable. And then Dina will tell you she got to meet Tara. Tara showed up. They got a hugging. I'm so excited. So I got to see a little bit of that. Jason, I didn't get to see Jason golfing, but oh, did she? See, this is what happens when you go to work. You miss amazing things. It was adorbs. No lie, adorable. Um, yeah. There's stuff going on behind the scenes. Oh, cool. Sorry, Dina just sent me this. Damn. Okay. Sorry. She gave me her itinerary for tomorrow. Bye, Kelly. Yeah, I don't get notifications anymore. But here's the thing. After yesterday's insanity, I didn't have time to check an email in the last 3 days. I haven't really been able to look at my email. I looked at work email once to find out I had a review. And like otherwise, I paid one bill this morning. Like I didn't have time to do anything in the last 3 days besides get thrown up on and run. Thank you, Sparky. Um, yeah. So I'm glad I'm I've been Tina and I've been keeping each other grounded with this other stuff going on in the personal family self life. Um, no, they never met in real life. And that was the first time I got pictures and everything. I was so excited for them. Um, so excited. I got some pictures of Jason in his John Wick suit. No, they had an amazing time and Jason was just beaming. Amazing energy. Every picture she sent me of him, his energy bubble was expanding. Um, that's what I like to see. As much as I can't listen to him when he's doing the hate or doing the shame and the blame, that's him. I don't hate him for that. That's what he's supposed to do. That's what he's doing. I just can't listen to it. But I like to see my friend exploding in good vibes. That's what I like to see. he was in his heyday, and I love seeing other people like just shining so bright in energy. Oh, that's amazing. I hope you get to meet Amy. Is amazing. I love Amy. There's not too many people I don't love. Um, and that's unconditionally. I love all of you unconditionally. All of you are in my prayers. Like I said, I wake up in the morning and I do my gratitude. I thank the universe for my breath. And then I put out a big bubble for everybody who can use it. I have certain people that I do healing for. And I do this very quickly, and everybody can do it. It's a blessing. But that's the thing with what I was hearing people's intentions today. And this was not me like sneaking into someone's mind. It was already out there in the ether. I'm just picking up on the residue. That's a real thing. An old house will creak and it will have energy from if there was a lot of trauma in the house, the energy will peak itself out. Um, I was hearing residue from people's conversations. I just happened to pick up on it. Um, the same thing goes with Jason and Dina. Like a lot of people like to that don't know the behind the scenes. I don't hate my friends. Obviously, they wouldn't trust me with the key to their house, and they wouldn't if they didn't trust me, I wouldn't be hanging out with Louie. And Dina even gave me a compliment. She's like, if you want to take Louie home tonight, you could. My right now, my feet are going a little bit down because I had them elevated. I have to keep moving my legs. My body has been in absolute collapse. TMJ. I know a lot of people here was giving me that as that's probably what it is. Um, I'm not I can open my jaw a bit better today. But after the week I had, um, the pinky really hurts. This is always an issue. I mean, I've been downing supplements and then going out and trying to ground myself. Like that bonfire Saturday was so needed. And I'm hoping that, I don't know if Vikings with another girl or whatever, but I'm like, hey, if you can bonfire almost every other weekend or something, I'm down. I have plenty of wood in my backyard that can go up. Hi, Forrest. What's up? I also want to say if we're purging right now, and I'm feeling the pur. Oh yeah, I have the oracle cards. I can't stay on too late tonight. I gotta get to JQ's house. See that white? You see it with the red on the bottom? That's high octane energy. Earlier today we had a little bit, and then what day is this? The first we had chicken. Buck 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 buck. I have monkey butt too. Um, yeah, we're spiking right now. Sorry, I'm just checking. OMG. Facebook and its damn memories. Oh my God. Last year at this time was episode 99 of We Not Me. We got a lot of spikes from last year too. I'm just looking at anything that's um I mean it's occurring. So what my estimation of what I get from upstairs, because a lot more people are waking up, but even the spiritual people are not completely in higher awareness. And Arnie did a good video because he was listening to De La Roca about the false light. And the false light is a real thing. That's why I have to take everything into a neutral space, because the deception on both sides, it's like the bird and the two wings. Both sides are corrupt in some form or another. One might be better than the other. The other might be better than the other. It doesn't matter. It's still the same bird. You could take the coin analogy, whatever analogy you want to apply it to. But I want to be the eyes looking down at the situation. I see deception on both sides. I'm going to come here and take whatever is resonating in my heart space and use it. Period. I'm team light. But I'm not going to sit here, like I was saying at the beginning of the show, like I'm integrating my shadow. Your shadow is vast, just like your lightness is. And you have to bring them into balance. You need your shadow. If you're too on the light side, you're going to blind yourself and you're going to lose your way. If you're too far into the darkness, you're going to also lose your way. So you need to find the middle ground. That's why divine neutrality came into my life when it did. And it was extremely hard to implement. Because how do you give up and let go of everything that you once was so passionate about? And it's not even literally giving it up. It's just like, okay, I can hear it, but I'm not absorbing it. It's flying over my head. I'm not integrating it. I'm not bringing it in. And the dark jerk offs have a purpose. It's source. That's what a lot of the spiritual community is lacking in the understanding that the negative polarized people out there, the bad people that we call label bad, doing nasty things, we signed up to have them in here. We signed up for this whole bitch. It's a bitch. Everything is source. Source is omnipotent and omnipresent. And even when I present this to a religious person that has no concept of spirituality, I'm like, I am for Yeshua all the way. I'm for Christ consciousness. But you're limiting your perception. If all is omnipotent and omnipresent, and the word thus spoken is in vibration and frequency and quantum states of subatomic particles, we densified into matter. We didn't fall. No one fell. Everybody fell, literally, what we deem fallen when you did that, when you decided to have an experience so source can know itself in material form. That's how you fell. You didn't do it in a negative way. You didn't rebel. What we think and we deem the rebellion of Lucifer really wasn't a rebellion. It was just two sides. It was source getting bored of itself and going, okay, let's introduce something new. I'm bored. Here we are. Oh, me too. I don't shy away. That's why I love working with kids because I can be the biggest kid I can be, and I love it. Um, all is source, and you are source. It's omnipotent and omnipresent. It's in all things. And when we actually can integrate that understanding and apply it in your life, then those people of the evil side will now turn into for they know not. That's not what I prefer in this world. When you don't give them any energy, they can't manifest. When you don't focus on them and their evil doings, it's not to say ignore it because it perpetuates in our 3D. Understand it's in 3D. What level of thinking are you in? Are you on the 3D level? Are you on the 4D level? Or are you 5? Not everybody's there yet to integrate 5D stuff. 5D is unconditional love for all things, including the evil. It's also unconditional love and compassion. That's why we're not a bridge. Most of us are bridges because we're still didn't get rid of the whole entire hate paradigm. We still linger in it. It's like a bouncing ball, bouncing up and down. We have our waves of 3D 40, 3D 40. And many of us are on the bridge trying to slowly bring it down so everybody can just boop. Yes, Sparky, yes. All of this is to be felt, rationalized, internalized to an extent. Source needs to know all aspects of itself, and all aspects is including the negative polarity. It exists. We're in duality. We chose duality to have an experience. When you can detach your emotions, and not to say not to care, that's not what I'm saying. When you get rid of the idea, when you get so heated, and I know there's I'm not going to say her name, but there's a person on Saturday in Zoom who is very passionate about calling it out. That's fine. But you're only hurting yourself with those emotions. I'd rather be the passive observer going, okay, I don't prefer that. I don't want it in my reality. Now I'm going to manifest a reality that it doesn't exist in. There's a huge difference. I don't condone their actions. I don't like their actions. I don't want their actions. But the ways that I could stop it is stop feeding the loop that it's perpetuating itself on. I read a meme a few weeks ago saying like we've been perpetually in war. We keep shaming, blaming, and hating. We keep pointing fingers at all the other groups and all these people. They're the ones who did it. It disempowers you. It really does, because you're not taking your power. You're blaming everything outside of yourself for the problems going on in the world. It's an illusion. We signed up for it. We are overcoming it. But now we're being asked to change our reactions and change the way we think about the world and how it's an illusion. We're in the matrix. If you are Neo, how do you escape it? You got to do different. You got to think different. If we've been always perpetually pointing the finger at all these groups, they're still perpetuating their crap. They're still going about their stuff. I don't care what body or shell they're inhabiting, what their name is, what their labels are. You know what? They're not in my reality anymore because I don't feed it energy. That's the difference. That's the point, Sparky. That is the point. If they didn't perpetuate their nonsense, None of us, I mean, we would be awake to different things in this world, like spiritually. A lot of us would be on the extraterrestrial path. We are, but more people would be in that awareness and not in the, okay, there's fuckery at foot, and how do we fix it? We came down to be the ones to fix the situation. Here's the problem to that. You got to do it differently than it's been done in every epoch. In every epoch, the cycle collapses on itself. Atlantis collapsed on itself. Lemuria collapsed on itself. Tartaria collapsed on itself. We are not collapsing this time. What we are collapsing is 3D. They collapsed and we densified lower. Atlantis was in 5D, upper 4, 5D. It sunk, we went to 3D. If we want different, we got to do different. And we've been feeding the same perpetuating crap in the last 10 years. It's that person's fault. It's this group's fault. It's that fault. It's okay. So we don't need to prefer them anymore in our lives. We can focus on ourselves, go within, know what goes in here, and not collapse the wave function for them to keep manifesting. That's why I've been saying, please focus on what in specific you want to bring into the world, not only for yourself, but for everybody. In order for me to move forward in this change that I'm going through right now, this whole complete collapse of my life, I've been showing up for myself instead of faltering. I'm venting without really absorbing. So it's in me, it's coming out of me, but I am not really like, obviously, I already have the white hair, but I'm not letting it simmer in me and hold space in me. I'm trying to get it out. So when it hits, I'm transmuting it. Hi, Thomas. That's cool, Scott. I mean, if we know that things we've been talking about, the said movement right there, and I'm not saying it's bad, it's a part of the plan, and there is a plan, but I think we have evolved out of the plan. And it's up for us to now write the codes for the new world. What do you want in your world? Get really specific in what you want in your body. For me, I would love to tackle the educational system. That's a very big thing about me. But I would also like to tackle the fact that all of us are suffering to some extent. Gas prices still have not come down. Inflation still has not come down. And it doesn't need to be like, oh, that product, this product. If those companies want to raise, no one's going to buy you anymore. But there's nothing to supplement the inflation. Things are still very high, and the way of living is not working for all of us. And I don't care if you're self-sustained and you're content. It still affects you because the vibration of everybody right now is in survival mode. And as much as we are purging to make room for more light, you still have to live your 3D existence. It's kind of hard to do your spiritual work when you're trapped in the 3D purge and you're not seeing any results, and it's a perpetual loop of what the hell. You know, I would love to have apprenticeships. Here's my problem. I have 10 years of experience in a classroom. 10. not two, not just taking a test and saying, I know what I'm doing. A test does not determine your actual job experience. I have a bachelor's degree. You know what my bachelor's degree did? It taught me how to critically think. It opened me up to things that I have never would have never been experienced if I went to a regular college and got an indoctrinated type of degree. My degree is not one that ever introduced an indoctrinated thing. It's skills, it's application, it's how to go about getting this result. It's not, oh, let's brainwash you in the system. Art school was not ever like that, even though I went to a very liberal school. I was taught how to deconstruct and construct things in paintings, in pictures, in sculpture. And I can apply all of those things that I learned into real life. I could take abstract and functionality and wrap your brain around it. But that when you move into 3D, they don't give a shit that I have 10 years of classroom experience and know how to handle kids on a spectrum. They don't care. They need to see that fucking little piece of paper that costs you 20 grand to say, hey, you're valid. Even though in the classroom, half of these teachers that just get out of college have no idea what they're doing. And most of you are in Illinois. And that's a lot of people here are like, why don't you go to Illinois to work? Go to Chicago. I did the city thing. No. First of all, my car is 15 years old and on its last legs. If I could get security here and build myself up, I probably will move back out somewhere. I don't know. And I'm not saying education is perfect in the cities, but it pays better, and they're not all over the place with the mafia mentality. Here, it's mafia mentality. It's who you know and how whose favor do you owe? Whose mommy works in what department? Oh, you'll get a job right away. I don't want that. You should work for the effort and merit that you got your job on. You have to start somewhere, and that's another problem that I see in society with kids. If you're just allowing them to, yeah, a 14 and 15-year-old working at fast food is like great. It teaches them how to actually communicate with customers and with people, and how that you have to listen to somebody, because a lot of these kids don't listen to anybody right now. So a job is a really good way, but when a kid graduates with a bachelor's degree, no, you need a master's degree, and you need this and you need that. Well, why the F did I just spend all this money to go to college and I'm not valid? And it doesn't even matter on that. Trade school too. You become an RN and CNA and this. You have to get this in order to get that. And it blows my mind. No matter what facet of the world that you work in, now it's AI. Like graphic designers, old school graphic designers, you're out of luck because AI just took over. But I'm hoping that we, the people, can keep things in balance. That's why we're here, is to keep the shadow and the light in balance. It's not to negate either one of them, and it's not to take either one of them away. Like I said, if you're all just pure light, you're blinding others. They're not going to be able to see your message. They're not going to be able to see that the brilliance of the light because they can't see. It's blinding them. They're going to move away from it. You have to counteract it and have neutrality. That's also very true. I have the experience. I have the background. I wasn't even given a chance to go in front of my assistant principal or principal for an interview and actually give a lesson. Like I said, I've been in the classroom for over 10 years. It's not like it's second nature for me to conduct myself in a real way. But if I need to go get loans and co-signers and all that, it's not worth it. And I'm hoping to find another avenue in order to do what I want to do, but actually make some funds, consistent funds, not willy-nilly funds. See, for me, this is just a second source of income, and it's not really anything big. It covers a bill or two. That's about it. If that. It depends on the month. It's not consistent income. Making my artwork and selling it, it's not consistent income. And I don't sell my artwork for thousands of dollars. If my portrait drawings are $75, that, you know, people like, you're charging too low. Well, then you're not going to get anybody if you charge so high. And for me, I want to sell some, I want to sell this stuff that is going to heal you and put a smile on your face. I need an exchange, but it doesn't need to be in thousands of dollars. I'm humble like that. Oracle card, whispers, tune in to your soul voice. As many of us have tried, and it's not that we're failing, they're quiet. Your mind and heart are expanding to hear your soul whispers. You are, or will soon, find it easier to interpret and understand the vibes of your soul through how you feel. Open the door to soul whispers by feeling appreciative. Close the door by feeling judgmental. The messages are always there, even if you are not receiving them. Practice feeling soul vibes to clarify your intuition and psychic senses. Just like we know a dog can hear sounds, you can't. Your intuition interprets waves and impulses outside of your conscious awareness. This card is also prompting you to take notice of your dreams. When you are asleep, you cease conscious thought and resistance, making it easier for you to receive soul transmissions. If you embrace the messages that come through your dreams, you will invite more of the same. If you don't like a dream, see it as a sign to shift your focus or change a belief. Chicken! I'll say this. Spirit up there, spirit up there, spirit up there. Come and knock on the spirit. There's a monkey butt. Monkey butt, monkey butt, monkey butt, monkey butt. Doo 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 doo. Okay, sorry. Your soul whispers, but sometimes your soul will be quiet. Your intuition will be quiet. Your 3D essence needs to go through something. I know for myself, change is here. Do I know what direction the change is happening in besides career and relationships? Sure, that's surface level knowing. Deep down inside, I don't know the direction of my life right now. I don't know what steps to take. I am confused on where and what will go what way. I know in 3 weeks, I won't have any paychecks coming in, and I got to figure it out. But in the meantime, I'm not internally, I'm sort of freaking out, but at the same time, I'm letting it go and saying, whatever, I'm done. I put so much of my effort into things and it's not materializing. So when I don't put effort into things, still nothing materializes. But now I'm just giving it up to source and saying, hey, I'm done. I'm done. Tired. And when you want to give me the whispers, I'll be more than happy to have open ears for it. But your dreams, those dreams that I had a few weeks ago where I was transcending myself, that was my other selves needing to be healed. So you got to really understand that your dreams are you in your other states of being, in your other vehicles, in your other soul essences. And some of them are really pleasant and it's showing you what you're doing in your, sometimes it is the unconscious that is living vicariously in needing to purge or get things out into your consciousness for you to, for it to unfold for you. Dreams are really tricky to interpret. And we have many different types of dreams. I used to keep a dream journal. It's difficult when you wake up and you have all this other like stuff to do, and but I do write when I get stuff and it repeats, I do write it down. If you have the time, do write your streams down. If you can remember them. If you don't remember them, it's not the biggest of deals. Why? Because you're not meant to know what's going on in your other selves at this moment in time. Or maybe your body just needed really deep healing sleep. There's always a reason for things for happening. The frustration comes when you're not getting those questions answered. And for me, my questions haven't really been answered in a long time. I am okay, it like seriously, it's like reverberating off of my eardrum and it's itchy. It feels like somebody just took a tuning fork to this side. Usually it happens this side. No, it's this side. It's itchy in my ear. Oh, don't crack your knuckles. Yeah, I crack my knuckles. Yeah, I mean, I want to work for I like showing up and I like being present. I like working. I do. I don't like having to sit back. And even when I wasn't working like a matrix job, I was still doing this. I was still showing up every day, trying to be my best self. Obviously, I was hangry and very upset at the world because I was hungry. And I was literally dying inside. My body and my physical vehicle was malnourished and dying. So I was resisting that. So that's why you see I need a Snickers in a lot of my early shows. But as I had to come to grips with, oh, I have to sell my house. I'm at my wit's end. Here's what I have to do. But I manifested everything up until that point, but how it happened did not turn out the way I wanted it. And then coming here and having to do the move and get everything in myself, trying to cut corners in costs. It's not easy. Oh, it's brutal because it's I had ear surgery, so I do have scar tissue on my eardrums. So when I get the tuning fork tone in my ear, OMG, does it itch. and I hear it. It's bad. These cards. They're killing me, Smalls. Killing me, Smalls. I'll read that one last. Block out distractions. See, this is what I've also been doing. The universe is testing me right now with all these obstacles, but I'm not seeing them as obstacles. I'm seeing as roadblocks that I have to navigate around. So, like I said, I'm not giving up on my dreams of being an art teacher. I just have to figure out a different avenue of approaching it. But I need the in the meantime thing. Your life purpose and other priorities need your undivided attention. So it's time for you to take charge of your schedule and working environment by tuning and turning off electronics and avoiding anyone or anything that distracts you from what's important. You already know what these distractions are, and you have the power and responsibility to block them out. I know when and I kind of stopped studying, and not because I'm not, oh, great, I have, see, I need to do that. I need to take myself off of the, cancel my membership. Hang on. Good thing, good thing. See, my brain's all over the place. Oh. How do I cancel? Wow, they're making it so hard to cancel this. Why? Holy crap. Sorry, guys. Oh, how annoying. Holy hell annoying. Just to cancel a subscription. If I would have had a free monthly thing, right? It was $65 if I wanted to keep with this study.com. Um, yeah, I think I canceled. Okay, I think that's it. Okay, sorry. Sorry. Uh, $65 to be I like free resources until they're not free anymore. Can't afford $65 for that. Okay, dreams of abundance. As you sleep, God, your angels, and your higher self are giving you divinely guided ideas, answers, and solutions. Like hell they are. Be sure to record your dreams in a journal because they contain valuable insights that will help you manifest your desires into reality. Well, let these dreams commence. Hello upstairs. You could channel through me doing cards, but you're not helping me in reality here. The last card to be a bitch. Raise or promotion. Congratulations, an increase in your abundance flow awaits you. Where? This is a result of your positive focus and willingness to take action based on your divine guidance. Yeah, I wrote curriculum, got a study guide, and got books and all kinds of stuff, and really invested my time in doing crafts, all to be told it's given away. And they didn't even interview me. Keep up the good work. So I show up for myself every day. I mean, I did get staff of the month last month. So good for me. Yay. Who knows? Like my nose itches. Does that really say that someone's thinking about me? My teeth are really yellow. All this coffee. Hi, Scott. Party animals? Barely. I could party with JQ's kitties when I'm done with this. And Louie. Get Louie to dance. Tuck Louie in at bed at night. True, Buckshot. Truth be told, as I'm talking about cats, there's a cat. There's totally a cat on this card. Isabella. Yes, the timing is right for this new venture. These are not real glasses, by the way. A happy outcome follows your positive expectations. I sure damn hope so. I don't know where, how, who, what, where, and why. I hope so. Thank you. I'm blessed to be having my breath right now and having a cup of coffee. That's how I'm blessed. I would say being thrown up on and having to wear it almost all day was not fun. And it wasn't like nasty throw up, but it was still gross. And then the ability to hear the perpetual looping of people's thoughts, and I'm now taking it in, that was not fun today. And I did a good job. I did not judge the people who were saying negative Nancy things about me. I kept my cool. Oh yeah. I mean, I got the key to the kingdom there. And like I was saying earlier, I'm their friends. I just because I can't do the hate anymore, it doesn't mean I disrespect Jason at all. He's still my friend, and I'm there for them as much as I can be. I had to pull myself back because I do have to work. They weren't paying me. I was actually helping them out for a long time on We Not Me financially. And then things just, I couldn't do it anymore. That doesn't mean that I don't support them and I'm not there for them. Obviously, I am entrusted with a ton of cats and Louis dog. And so far, so good. And there was a little bit of a snag on Wednesday into Thursday and today that I had to deal with. I fixed it. Woo woo! Thanks to Viking and his advice, and all things are back and going good. Yeah, and this was because one of the children was petrified of the child in the chair. Petrified. Like the the little one that chucked up on me is just a ridiculously adorable child. I love her. She's the cutest thing next to sliced bread. She is adorable, and I can't even fault her for it. She was legitimately scared. But then I had another one that was kept crying and 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 crying. And yeah, when you cry all day, it does affect your tummy. Here's universe again, telling me not to worry, Allison. You're gonna probably collapse, but we got your back. Your desired outcome will occur in the very near future. Have patience and faith, and don't try to force it to happen. No, I'm not trying to force shit at this point. I've kind of like you guys just saw me go to cancelstudy.com because I can't afford that $65. Um, I am having faith and patience in things. I just am very disheartened at the system that needs to go. And I don't find it fair that I have the experience and the degree in the field that I want to teach, but yeah, it costs money I don't have to have a co-signer because I don't have a contract to say, hi, I will have enough to pay this back, and no one wants to help me. That's more of why I'm upset than anything else, because I put my heart on my sleeve, not in a giving it away kind of thing, but just to say here, like, here's my circumstances. I've shown up for you guys every day. You can't do me this, or you can't steer me in a direction that can help me. All I get is this perpetual loop of nonsense. Yeah, no, then you're not for me. And then we have the car with the kitties. Yvonne, you have a special bond with animals. Your pets on earth and in heaven are watched over by angels. Hi, Morgan Cat. Look at the babies. Look at the babies. Kitties. My bot. Reset my camera right. I would say the system that I'm working in is run by a mafia, and that the mafia needs to be put on notice, and no one's putting them on notice. And as much as people want to say that they were administrators and they worked in the field, my father said it best. My father was a teacher of 42 years, and he's like, you have to adapt to the children. Not to say that you're going to let them walk all over you, but you have to change the style of teaching every year because you're getting a whole new crop of children that have different needs, different levels of wants, and different levels of attention. And you have to adapt to them. When you ask them to adapt to a rigid system of what curriculum you were taught and how the rules apply, the rules don't apply to everybody equally, and that's just life. And kids don't understand that some battles need to be left and some are won. Um, my teacher's kids are always complaining about how some people get away with things. I was like, well, it depends on the battle and the higher importance of what that battle will do if it's pursued. You have to know when to fold and when to walk away. And then you need to know when to step forward and make a stand. Not all battles that are, it is a loss if you walk away from them, because it might not be a battle that you are going to win in the first place. And when you expend energy and don't win, it's defeating. But I find this very much so, like kids needing to understand what is worth fighting for and what is worth walking away from. It's a huge lesson that they are still not getting. Well, he said this and she said that. Okay, why do you care? And if they're calling you names, ignore it. Don't let other people's word, like I said earlier, when I was hearing other people talking about me in the ether and in my mind, that's their opinion in the moment of when they were speaking it. I'm not allowing that to make an effect on me, whether they're good or bad people. Most of them are good people that just have a lot of opinions. Others are just, they need a lot of work. And I just share the compassion with them. We have hope, authentic reclamation. It's time to call back all the lost parts of yourself. Oh, and they're coming to many of us in a dream state near you, or even in your real life. Uriel, learning experience. Take time to review, study, and hone your knowledge before proceeding further. I don't know what to study. I don't know what career to take next. But I gotta look for better. Raguel, waves of healing. Be open and vulnerable at this. Will initiate healing and harmonious resolution. That's the thing. Like wherever your wheelhouse is, whatever career that you had or have, if we all combine together, and I said this to the teachers, I said, I'm coming from a neutral space, and obviously things are changing whether you like them or accept them or not. But where can we all come to an impasse, to a middle ground to make changes? Because none of you are happy. You all complain. I'm complaining all the time, and I don't like complaining. But I'm actually writing letters and sending them away. What are you doing to change your circumstances in education? My letters might not be ever read, but the intention is in the energetic field out there that I did it. Every town out there is run by some mafia board member, and you could take their bonds away, but they're being replaced with the same crappy ass people. So does it really matter? And then everything is bought, paid, and sold off by corporations. So you have to bend the knee. And then for really good workers, they don't want to compensate or do more for you. And then nobody steps up in that place because it's not their job. Listen to the eternal song of your soul. Tune into it and learn to trust it. I've trusted myself forever, but change is. I'm shining, but here's the thing, that this is what I learned off of those videos. I am not going to blind anybody with my light. I'm coming from the neutral standpoint. That's how you gain ground with a lot of these people that are on this side compared to your side. They, in their heart space, feel so adamant about their truth they're not willing to merge or bend to hear the other side. When I bring actual logic and rational reason into my response in a neutral standpoint, not saying, well, this is happening because this is happening because of this person. Where I'm coming from is where here's my experience. Here's what I've walked through. Here's what worked and here's what did not work. And here's why this side has a little bit of a better understanding than this side. But you choose to take whatever avenue you want, but you all blame on this side, but you're not seeing the bigger picture where I'm neutral, I see big picture. If more of us in that can come from a neutral standpoint without knowing that as we have the truth in our hearts, they have the truth in their perception in their hearts. If you shun them, that's not unity consciousness. That's separating yourself even further. If everything is one, stop separating yourself and stop throwing your power away to the one person on a white horse trying to save the world. That's not how that goes. You need to empower yourself. You're no different from anybody. That's the truth. We're all individuated as source. So when we put someone on a podium, you're disempowering yourself. When you say everybody plays a role in the movie, are you the star of your movie or are you allowing someone else to be the star of the movie? I want to be the star of my movie and only my movie. I don't put anybody on podiums. I don't have an altar of pictures. I don't do any of that. Absolutely. There is no technical right or wrong because all is perceived. All the people that are sitting and blaming that one side or the other side, I mean, it happens, it's an inference. I have teachers that cannot stand this side. They're on the left. They, in their heart space, thinks the truth for them own perception. Why, who am I to judge their perception of what they feel to be true for themselves? Just like us. I feel the truth in a certain different frequency than they're feeling. My heart space is filled to a certain extent with certain aspects that they don't understand or can see. When I bring everything into neutrality and actually walk them through, well, I'm not in a blue state no more because of this. Because if I had an allergy and that was a mandate, which is not a law, and they were imposing all this stuff against the what's the other treaty? The Geneva Convention, and you're putting me in a spot where I lose it all. Why shouldn't I have lost everything? Everybody should understand what a vaccine is, and no one knew at that time. They were being brainwashed. I saw past it, but I salute to you. Whatever choice you made, great. But why should that have affected me? And why should I have my contract be null and void and the state supersede something that I signed? So a lot of injustice happened that's not being taken accounted for. And when I put it into terms that they can understand in a logical, rational, calm manner, they start understanding it. At least that's expanding their mind. They might not agree with it. They still might see it their way, and that's fine, but at least they got an understanding instead of vomit, truth, your perception. When you can come into that middle path, so you know both sides, you stop separating yourself more and more. Tear down the walls around your heart. Give and receive security and warmth. I got to hold Louie today. Follow the path of your soul, huh? That's what I'm trying to figure out. What soul path my soul wants. Don't allow anyone or anything to stop you. Like I said, I'm not giving up on my dreams. I just have to find a way those roadblocks. I have to learn either how to tear them down or to maneuver around them. And if it's not here, it might be somewhere else. You know, I try not to define myself by my circumstances or my old life, but that's experience that I have gained. I have learned that everything I have put 100% into, even with letting go of expectations and not having a clear path to how to get there, because that always manifests differently. I gave up that stuff this time, but I'm showing up for myself every day. You know, obviously I had to change, but today I was a cowgirl because today was Yeehaw Day. And a lot of the staff wore cowboy and cowgirl outfits. I embraced the whole role. I wore a dress, I wore a jean jacket, my cowgirl boots, my belt buckle, and my hat. I was rocking it. It was cold out. For being May, it was chilly today. So I will have a video, a oracle reading for the channel members at some point tomorrow. I just don't know what time, being that I'm waking up early and going back to JQ's to take care of kitties and Louie. Um, and I'm going back after this, hanging out over there for a little bit. Um, it's chatter, and I'm not getting any. Check in Schumann. That happens to me every once in a while. I don't know if you guys have noticed it. Like I stopped to like see if I can make sense of what is going on. And it is a lot. Even when I tell them to shush. And God said, let there be spikes. Bum 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 bum. Um, I wouldn't be surprised by the way I'm feeling. And yeah, I'm very stiff. My body hurts. But the energy might pick up. So if you don't sleep tonight, you know why. If you're exhausted, you know why. It all hits us differently. Just know what we're spiking and to do what your body is asking you to do. That's another thing I want to like cover too. If you're craving, like I'm going through the changes young, and when I'm asking the women who've been through the changes, well, did you deprive yourself of your cravings? And I got a 50-50 response of yes, and then some no. I say do it in moderation. You YOLO once in this vehicle. And I just pulled one of the most fantastical cards ever. Not really, but one that I love. Okay. We have second chakra, and this is not the mind blower. The energy of the sacral chakra helps us to navigate our lives through our emotions and supports our ability to enjoy the sensual world. That's the one that's the belly button area. That's our orange ray. Multidimensionality. The frequency of multidimensionality activates our awareness of our true essence, which is eternal and multidimensional. So I'm hoping when I am saying my other selves and the other paradigms, and I'm healing it from this vehicle, that I'm collecting all the fractals that belong in this vehicle, coming back to me because I'm the one healing all of this, that it makes sense to you. And if you're going through it too, I'm not alone. If you're feeling or dreaming stuff that is like, wait, left field, wait, hold back, where did this come from? It's coming from outside of you, but it's not really outside of you. It's an entangled aspect of you that is coming back in here to be dealt with in this vehicle. So give yourself compassion and purge it. Like I say, I'm not letting this stuff absorb into me and fester into me. I'm speaking it out and getting it out of me. Does that lower my frequency? Not necessarily. The frequency game that we play in this world is always moving and shifting. It gives you the best opportunity to transmute the stuff that is harboring inside of you. If you don't get it out and transmute the energy, you're not anchoring in light. You're not making room for the light. And some of us do our purging in different ways. For me, this is a healthy outlet to do it. Many of you, I like to scream at myself. I like to punch or go out and exercise or mow the lawn. Everybody has different techniques to purging. But those who bottle up their emotions and never let it go and never let it out, it's not going to do you any good. It's only going to harm your insides. And that I had to learn that with getting my arthritis dealt with and handled. Like I said, I had an acorn stair lift. I was on a walker. I had braces all galore. When I stopped and changed my mindset is when things stopped bothering me as much. It took a long time though. But at this point in juncture in my life, I am not on any medication. I'm on supplements that I take for myself. And that's a huge feat for somebody at my age bracket, having the disease almost 20 years. And I'm not claiming I have it anymore. It's not an identity thing that I have. It exists still in my frequency because it's still here to teach and be here for me to learn from. But I have overcome a lot. So those of you that are not feeling good, get it. Like, yeah, express it. You know, I know when you don't talk about stuff and you suppress it, it makes it worse. When it comes to disease or autoimmune or whatever we want to label it in this realm, I don't own it anymore. It's there. I don't own the shit. I don't make it a part of my identity. It's not in my storyline anymore. You know, when I was first diagnosed, no one believed me because I don't look sick. I don't look like there's anything wrong with me. But yet I can't get up or sit up or hold a pencil. And everybody thought it was psychosomatic, when in fact my body was really attacking itself because you could physically see my hands blow up. There's a lot of inflammation. Where did the inflammation come from? It could come from 1,000 different things. I stopped owning that story and I changed my storyline. I'm doing the same thing with the job. I am trying to put in a story that best fits my soul, not my ego. Absolutely. And that's the thing. I don't need a piece. I could go to, if I really crave a piece of cake, I'm gonna buy the piece of cake, not the entirety of the cake, and eat it all in one day. I like to savor things. I have self-control. Like there's certain things in this world that I have to give up because of health. But I mean, like coffee, I stopped drinking coffee for 3 years. And it wasn't until I started going back to work and like, oh my goodness, and trying different, healthier options, coffee does just, it hits the spot for me. As much as this is not good for you, it calms my system down. And I have tried ones that don't have tobacco in it. It doesn't do the right thing. This hits the spot for me right now. Will it in the future? Probably not, because I've been slowly trying to get it off. But that's a vice that I have to deal with. But still, if you want something, don't deny it, but in balance. That's really the message that Spirit is really dropping. Like, come to balance with everything in your life and work on one thing at a time. If it's the way you think, your mindset, okay, so come to, again, my ears. Come to neutrality for things. That's why I was given this a while back. It sucked. But I see the bigger picture now, having living through it and kind of purging out of it. Oh wow. Now I see an expanded picture. I really don't need to reference things as good and evil, because that technically in 4 to 5D doesn't really exist as it does here. My definitions of things are maturing. The way I feel emotions are maturing. They're honing in instead of going, oh, love means a million things to everybody perceiving it. Great. I'm maturing it for myself. What is love to me? How do I want to feel love? How do I want to experience it? And that's what I want to bring into the world for humanity. That's one of the biggest changes I want to bring, anchoring my light, is how do we change the feeling to things? How do we interpret the feelings to things? It's all going to be different, but there's similarities. And when we mature those things and they lessen and oh, I don't love loss and this, that, and the other thing. Okay, I don't prefer it out of my paradigm. Up, my definitions get smaller and they mean more and they feel more, if that makes sense. You are safe. Share your true self. And that's where we're coming into. We're all finding our real self, which is your soul, not this personality, not your ego. Like I said, your ego needs to be here. It keeps you safe in 3D. But many of us are already on 560 ways of thinking. We still have to function here, and inner secrets, all of you is worthy. You wouldn't be here otherwise. Have purpose. Your journey is worthwhile. That's a big one. We are worthy. I know I'm worthy of having my dreams be fulfilled, and it's not that far off. It's just finding the right environment, the right people, and the right circumstances to conjure up this waveform collapse so that I can enter into my dream. How do it's collapsing the right function, the right entanglement to manifest here in the 3D. That's really the challenge for most of us. Not a fun challenge. I'm using Arnie's deck, the angel number deck. His links will be in the description if you would like to support Arnie and his beautiful work. Oh, I love myself. And there's aspects of myself that I obviously I love my totality, but there's other areas in my life that I have to love myself more in. It's letting go of certain paradigms. It's not pride, because I got rid of that a while ago. But there's certain things in flaws within me that I have to start loving more. You know, when people are giving me advice for careers and jobs, and it's all about that stupid piece of paper that your experience is not good enough. But here, this piece of paper tells you you could teach. And that's just one thing. But you know, everybody was asking me about being a bar back or a server or a bartender. You need to have a license here. If you want to do certain things in industries, you need pieces of paper. And those papers don't cost cheap. I'm not saying training is should be null and void. The job that I this is on what I'm hoping starts transpiring. If someone's interested in something and can't afford to go to school for it, there should be training. And you should get paid to do the training. Or go to their school or go to work and gain the experience. I'd rather gain the experience as I'm working and learning how to do my job or how they want me to do the job. I mean, if you go to a factory, you have to learn how to be safe in a factory, how to work the machines. They're not going to be expected to walk in there and know how to work and run a machine. But if you're going there and observing and then having someone mentor you into doing that job, why do you need a degree to do that when someone is teaching you to do that? They're getting paid, you're getting paid, everybody's happy. You know, that's what eats me up inside, because there's a lot of children out there, right? We want to say a lot of them are going to college and being indoctrinated, but there are a lot of programs out there the kids are learning, but still you go to college, and most of the people I know that went, they don't know a damn thing when they get into their workforce, how to draft a letter. They don't know how to do a spreadsheet, or it's not in the way that they were taught. So that doesn't make you stupid, that just makes you teachable. That's what upsets me, that people are not being told. I hate the piece of paper thing. I have a piece of paper on my wall that's $150,000. It did nothing for me. Let's not rewind. It did a lot for me. I learned a lot in college. Did I increase my skills? Sort of. But what I got more is life experience. And I got to see the insides of the trade. I got to understand what it is to have a gallery, what it is to be an artist, what it is to sell your work and show in gallery spaces, how to talk about your work and present yourself. That's a lot to learn. I mean, experience is everything, but it's also you showing up to have that experience. If it's not for you, you'll learn really quickly the job is not for you. And it's not to say you failed at it. It's just not for you. Me in the classroom. I got staff of the month. I got accolades up the ass. Wow. It goes nowhere. It's just them giving me a little, oh, we want you to stay, but we're not going to do anything else for you. Well, what good are you? If you don't want to see people excel and be happy for them, that they're going to fulfill a bigger role for you and work harder for you, then what do you need me for? You can keep going through all these people until your system looks like junk if you keep rolling through people. If you can't keep a person year after year, that shows that you're not doing the right thing. Angel number 112, wait, 1122. You see, there's a dyslexia there. Balance and alignment. No need to look back with regret. You are in the perfect moment and have life perfect opportunity to have deeper unions with yourself and with loved ones. Once again, this is from Arnie's Oracle deck. The angel numbers Oracle cards. And his information will be in the links. The angel number 888, abundance, prosperity, and financial success. Material and financial gains are coming your way from good karma. I would hope so. I just got dropped a good message and it escapes me. Love that when it happens. Oh, tomorrow, if Buckshot's still on, I'm sure there's going to be a Zoom. I don't know if I'm going to be able to make it this time. We'll see. Maybe on later at night. Make sure if you're interested, the Zoom link will be in the description as well after this live. Go hang out, meet some new people. They're amazing, beautiful souls. They shoot the breeze. They vent and get everything off their mind, and you're welcome to join them. So please try to come and join the Zoom. It will be in the links section. Facebook and Telegram under We Not Me. That's usually where it's posted. So try to make it. And who knows, I pop in from now time to time. Angel number, it's Zoom whiskey. So like half the people that are in the chat right now go to the Zoom on Saturdays. It's one of those things where you can come and go. It's not recorded. You don't have to put a picture up if you don't want to. You might get asked, Mr. Scott Andrews, who you are, just so that everybody knows that you're not an infiltrator or you're wishing anybody well, like harm. But it's a place for everybody just to hang out and talk and chat and shoot the breeze. And it plethora of people come in and out all day, and it's fun. And for me, I pop in when I can. So not all the time can I pop in because I have things going on. Like now I'm backed up 3 days worth of doing the cleaning, the garbage, the dishes. Like I just been running back and forth. I just throw everything and I got to clean my house. And I have to catch up on epoxy work. But I do pop in and I hang out for a little bit. So if you're interested, Whiskey, definitely come because half of us are in there that are in the chat right now. So we have angel number 711. A call to spirituality, awaken, to evolve, to embark on new beginnings. Connect with your higher self, meditate, seek spiritual guidance, and mentoring. Like I a few weeks ago, went to the Northwest Indiana Trinity Healing Center for a Stargate meditation. And I needed to get out of my house. I didn't know at the time, but I saved money from the vending event that I did there. And it's donation based, certain things. Oh, it's not in the it will be after this live, but if you go to the last week's Friday Night Live, it will be there. So because this is live and I didn't get the links in, I'll do it after the show. But it's the same link every week, I think. Um, Whiskey, go to my Friday Night Live last week. It's in in the link section. It should be. Well, I'm excited for you to go and see her getting her bachelor's degree. That's amazing. Um, I will say this, like my high school graduation wasn't as important to me as my bachelor's degree was. I got, even though the School of Visual Arts did not have caps and gowns, I was the last class not to have them. I did graduate out of Lincoln Center, Avery Fisher Hall, not far from Trump Tower. And that was the last thing that my dad got to enjoy before he passed away, was watching me get my degree. So that to me, my high school, and an upgraded diploma, great, but my college was more important to me. So yeah, Whiskey, it's if you go to the Telegram channel also, Buckshot usually posts it every Saturday. It's in the Telegram on We Not Me, and that link is also in the links if you go to my show last Friday. It will be after this live. And Facebook, I know Buckshot or Christina or Dina puts it up. Tomorrow tomorrow I gotta go to JQ headquarters in the morning to take care of kitties, but I don't, she just sent me the itinerary like an hour ago. Um, they're not in, they arrive at Chicago at 7:45 in the morning, I think. And I'm sure they're going to be absolutely exhausted because they're leaving for the airport from Miami at 3 in the morning. And they have a very early flight out. So they're probably not going to be on Zoom tomorrow. Although maybe, I don't know. I have to actually, I might skip this weekend's mowing because I mowed last weekend. And I got some dandelions, but a lot of them did not look healthy. So I'm waiting for this next crop of dandelions to pop up that I could pick that are healthy. Sparky, yes. The only actual important, besides my bachelor's degree, was my Sweet 16. That's where my parents celebrated their 25th wedding anniversary. And I got to celebrate with everybody that I loved. And that was the last thing that I had that was important, besides my bachelor's degree. And then my dad died. Um, and unfortunately for my mother, she wanted to be a grandmother, but that never took place. She wanted me to get married, that never took place. And I'm like, okay, if I ever do get married, I might have to have a medium come in and have dictation of, what a parent would say at a kid's wedding. Because I can't do it if I'm in the moment with, the vows and everything. You know what? No shave November is a thing. I hate. So this is something very personal. I don't share. I do, but I don't. I don't like body hair. Top of the head is fine. Eyebrows are fine. I have to actually pencil mine in because I barely have any. But from like here down, I can't have hair. I don't like how it feels. I actually have gagged a few times from hairy men, like leg hair. If it touches me, I get very sick to my stomach. I don't know what that's about. Um, some hair is fine, but like the carpet, it makes me really physically nauseous. Like beard hair is fine, goatee hair is fine, hair up here is fine, but like anything down there and it's too much, I will throw up. Yeah. Interesting facts about me. 444. What you have been preparing for is finally coming to fruition. The angels are with you. Look for signs all around as the angels are giving you messages. I am not getting my messages, angels. Hi, where are you? Or make them clearer. 9/11. I'll make it up. Embrace change. I'm embracing it. I'm not happy with it, but I am embracing it. Let go of the past, focus on personal growth and transformation, as I have been all the last few months. Anything that you put in your mind to, you can achieve. I will have to find a school that will give me the achieving goal or system thereof. Yeah, it's really funny. Some of the pre-Ks, like we have some of the emotional songs for the kids to learn their emotions. It's actually cute, and I actually agree with it. Um, one of them is about strength and empowerment, and I have one kid, he's so cute. He'll like, look at me, Miss Allison, look at my muscles. I'm like, do you want to see mine? So cute. See, I love what I do. I love my kids. Even Mosh Pitter. Love my kids. I just don't like the system. I don't like the future of where it's headed next year. I heard today a little piece of it. I'm like, get the out of here. Oh, I think Bob was telling me he has some plans. He's gonna make some moves soon. Ugh. My adoptive dad was very hairy, and I think that's where my honestly, like really being honest and looking back at it, I think that's where my non-preference to it became a thing. We I so where I lived, I had a townhouse, and behind my in my town community, we had a community pool. And my backyard faced a community pool. And I literally loved swimming. I was a lifeguard for God knows how long. When my dad took me into the pool as a kid, young, but like 3, 4, when we moved into that house, I was 3.5. And my dad took me into the pool to learn how to swim. My dad was very hairy, and I think that's where that that no, I don't prefer that came from. And one of the military, I dated a lot of guys in the military, and one of them happened to be like a carpet. And I was like, dude, you gotta shave. If you don't wax, shave, or get rid of it, wear a shirt. I can't handle that. Everybody has their preferences. It might be like totally materialistic in 3D, but if my body's rejecting it by me, like, yeah, no, I can't do it. We have Lakshmi and Ganesh, prosperity vibration. You are attracting health, wealth, and happiness. Well, if I can attract a mail away husband that is well off and in my age bracket, hell. The blue beings, light transmission. This is for you, Mr. Pace. Wounds healed, important information charging up. That was a direct message to you, Mr. Pace. The Atlanteans, because most of us are reincarnations of them. We're back. Guess we're back. Back again to shift this bitch in a different direction than the last time. Guess we're back. And we're back. Because we didn't transcend to 5D back then. Guess we're back. Different timeline. And we're shifting the bitch forward. Guess we're back. No, I'm serious. Like 90% of humanity came back. We were Atlanteans. And most of us of the light. Some of us did the dirty work, the dirty stuff. But we're here to redeem. Hi, baby Luigi. So the Atlanteans, evolution, vibration, legacy, technology, progress, expect acceleration. Okay. Big download here. When you remember, you don't have to actually recall like what you look like, where you were in the time of, because Atlantis had many falls. It wasn't just one, it was multiple. No matter what fall you took place in, many of us were Atlanteans. There was the dark and the light. And you know what didn't work back then? Why it fell was because the light let the dark win. And that's God winning still. But we let things get out of a control that we couldn't uncontrol back. Bring it back. We're doing it again because you have to do it twice. We are in control. AI is technically sentient, but it's somebody programming the program. So when you feed your intention to the AI, is it of a positive or a negative intention? That's the first thing. Two, are you just going to throw yourself in a med bed because someone said that we created a med bed and it's going to be the best thing since sliced bread and we're going to change you, we're going to heal you? Do you believe it? Who built the machine? Where was their intention and energy and frequency? I would wait a little bit. I wouldn't just jump into something when you don't know if it's old technology from 1920 or it's brand new and not used ever before. And then I would still question all of it because are you updating the 3D body or are you going to let the 3D body do its 3D thing as it should? And you're moving on up, so why does it matter? We chose the suffering for a reason. As much as I hate it and I suffer too and a lot of pain, there's a reason for it. We got to do different this time to get different results. We have to put everything into balance. When things are in balance, things will work out. We're not going to explode or implode this time. We're going to shift. We already all know that, but we have to come to the remembrance of what actually took place for it to fall. And then all the ones who escaped, who did the tablets and the Egyptian stuff and the South American stuff, were all the races here in higher densities, densifying and still being screwy with the system. Why? That's when Ra came into play. That's why Ra was channeled. Ra, as the law of one, was channeled because Ra came down and he did his thing. He's trying to give the law of one, which is unity consciousness, Christ consciousness. Where we go, one we go. And it got inverted and screwed. Greed, self, still was a thing. This is our graduation. This is my last time being human. I am not coming back as a human. I refuse to come back as a human. I know that I'm not coming back as a human. That's why I chose the most difficult circumstances in this lifetime, so I won't have to come back and replay it again. I'm done after this one. Done. I want my light body. That's when in this consciousness, in this now moment, I'm choosing light body. I think I'm a better help in my light body than I am in the physical vehicle. But right now, I'm here. Most of you are not going to be human again. Some of you might, but in the higher form. You're not coming back to 3D. You're like, done. But you'll be a different type of human. You'll be your homo luminous. I want to just be luminous. I don't want to come back in form. And if I come back in etherical form, I'm okay with that. But it's a choice that your soul makes, and it's up to you. And you're going to be presented with all the options. Don't think you're not going to be presented with what you want to go next. That's in the transcension of your soul out of this vehicle. You get to choose. That's your free will. That's where free will is actually explored. Because no matter what you choose, at some point, you're always going to go back up to source. You're going to merge back up. The journey is just going to be differently taken by everybody. Me, I'm going up. I might skip a few levels because I already been there and done that. I came to volunteer. Some of you might go, oh, you know what? I have kids. I have this karma. I want to clear it. I'm going to come back. There is no right or wrong. Zero right or wrong. You got to do what's best for your soul, and your soul is not your ego. That's where I'm trying to like figure out, okay, what does my soul want me to do, not what Allison wants to do. What's my path? My soul has a path. I don't know what it is. Obviously, I'm doing this one component of my soul's path. This I know. But where is the 3D version of me getting and making it and being content and not being in survivor mode every day? You know, it's Sparky, many of us did too. I know I did. I actually commissioned myself to be a part of that Stargate and to hold the frequency of that Stargate. And I came in because my soul resonates more with everybody in the older ages. I don't resonate with people younger than me. You know, I'm cool with the kids, but like the teens, the 20s, the 30s, like all those people, I don't even know what world you're in. I'm more of a very, very, very old soul. I hesitated coming back here, but then I had to come back at the time when my parents brought the property for me to anchor my energy, and it had to be done at an early age. That's how I got all my experience in with the aliens and the ghosts and the demons and all of that stuff. And now I transcended most of that. Yes, I have entities in here throwing stuff off my kitchen table, but you know, I rationalize with them. If you're of good, then protect me. That's your mission. Protect the house. There's crazy people out there. That's something that we have control over, big time. I almost dropped all the cards on the floor. I did it. But I'm gonna do this deck and then my closing deck only because I have to go to JQ headquarters and take care of Louie and the kitty cats. And a lot of them hide from me, even though they know me. Oh, I have a lot of, I seriously, if you have the eyes to see, there's a lot going on behind me. I don't see as much anymore as I did as a child. When I was a child, I saw a lot. I see dead people. That was me. I don't see as much as I would like, or maybe I'm not meant to. I feel it. Like I feel that there's stuff behind me. Well, the other day I have a new person in my room, and one of the kids, I have kids that are nonverbal, and I have kids that just can't, they don't formalize words just yet. Or they do, but it's selective. So I get a lot of diggity, 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 diggity. I got a lot of that going on. And I had a kid kind of look up and keep looking up and talking. I'm like, who's up there? Whoa. What's up there? Who's that? Tell me name. What's name? Like conversating. I had another girl do the same thing, and she actually like doesn't really talk to you. Like you can't have a one-on-one with her, but she'll just sing songs and just say things. She's not in my class anymore, but she was talking to an entity in the room. I had to purge and sage spray my room because it used to drop magnets out of nowhere. A magnet on my board would drop. It was on the board, not doing anything for hours, and all of a sudden it dropped. No, that's spirit. There's things in my room that gets thrown, and the kids are not, it's not the kids. So yeah. Uh, and little Thor takes care of the outside of the house, and Freya takes care of the inside. That's for sure. But I know when if anybody at this point in juncture in time space denies paranormal activity, they're still not in the frequency of the expansion. I'm not saying everybody's going to have experiences and you have to believe in it or not. It's up to you. But more and more people, it's becoming normalized in society. It really is. It's becoming normalized, which is not a bad thing. Um, the ones that I saw today when I went there this afternoon after work, Butterscotch and Sparty. They're always out, and they're both very much lovey-bovey to me. I haven't seen Pirate Q just yet. He hides. I saw Penny today. I saw Charlie today, which they're always also hiding. Little bit I saw the other day. That's Mama Cat. Tanky's always out. I have not seen Lando. Sammy, that's one of the OGs in the house. Albert is an LG in the house. Who else is out all the time? And Delta. I see Delta all the time. And the biggest thing like I said last week, like the spirits like love my LED lights. And I'm like, unless you pay my electric bill, I'll put them on every once in a while, but please stop putting them on. I come home and my lights are on for I don't know how many hours. Please don't put them on. If you want them on, I'll put them on when I'm home. And once in a while when I'm reading a book, I do. You gotta talk to them and they'll hear you. They're right next to you most of the time, or they're in the house, they can hear you. Just say, hi, if you are of the light, please protect the house when I'm not here. And but please, if you need something, come and try to talk to me in my dreams or try to communicate with me in less destructive ways. I know once a month I'll go around my house with the sage and I'll try to get anything negative out of the house because they love to come in and attach to me. Anything not of the love and light of the one infinite creator, you need to leave. And then I'll call down the archangels to vortex them up into the light. And then they get to choose what they want to do. But I all do this in my mind, but I say it out loud too. I wish they could pay my 3D bills. Urus, ox, strength. A symbol of brute strength and power, the wild ox of ancient times was both revered and feared because it was wild. There's my entity right up there. This rune is a symbol of physical power, vitality, and good health. It also can suggest emotional courage. If you're going through difficult times, you must find the creativity inside yourself to pull through. You have great power within and need to unleash that power. When you do, there is no stopping you. This is also a rune about the need to take a risk and not to fear change. But conversely, it may also be urging caution. Energy that is misdirected can do great harm to both yourself and others. So ensure that your words and actions do not wound or result in chaos, but rather healing and peace. Absolutely. Ah, spirit. Some of them look alike. Delta and Charlie are sisters. They look alike somewhat, but they're torties. Um, Penny, Lando, and Tanky all look alike. It's very hard to tell. Tanky, Tanky doesn't have a white tip tail, but he looks like Lando. Lando and Penny have white tip tails, so it's hard. Um, Goldie, I saw Goldie for a quick glance. Um, haven't seen Nitro. Um, a lot of them hide. Like I come into the house and I'll put like today I did the litter outside, inside food and water. Uh, not all of them come out to eat when I'm there. I need a vacation. I haven't actually ever really been on a real legit vacation. I've been on, you have to go because we have a wedding or a function to go to. So I had obligations in going away. Like I never actually was having a vacation to go on a beach and just to go chill. And I wouldn't equate Atlantic City to a actual vacation. Like going on the plane and going somewhere. Hooey, I have to cover the card. Hooey, with my fat hands. Cupido dissolvi. It is time to let go. Let it go. Elsa in the house. Things are working out in their own way. Damn hope so. Trust that your heart is wise and is leading you on a soul healing journey and the right spiritual path. Spirit wants to bring you a blessing and a resolution. It better come in 3 weeks, but you must let go and allow it to happen. And I have. Events are unfolding according to a higher plan. Even if your plans are going awry, know that all will come together at the right time and in the best way possible. Surrender your struggle and hold on to your faith. And I have been. Yeah, I think this is, obviously spirit talking to me, but I know spirit is talking to all of you. Um, in the 3D world, it's hard because we still have bills, we still have to feed ourselves, and we still have to keep ourselves alive. That's why a lot of us are in survival mode. Letting go and giving it to the universe. I've done this a few times. And yeah, the struggle was real, but I had clarity in how to move forward, even if that moving forward wasn't direct. It wasn't just A to B. It was A plus, B minus to B. Right. It was there. I don't have ever a straight line in getting somewhere. There's always a pit stop and something to overcome in the meantime. They got 3 weeks. I'm putting them on spot. I'm putting my higher self on spot. You got 3 weeks to figure out my life. Because after my last paycheck, there is no more money. And I just was able to pay the April bills. Thanks to the taxes I just got. Right? I don't want to live like that. I don't want to even complain about that. I'm done. I'm tired of it. I'm showing up for myself. I'm doing what I can when I can, but it needs to stop. And I know a lot of you are in my same position. You do not need to be in control in order to be safe and have things work out in the best way possible. In an often spiritually deficient modern culture, we have developed a kind of mystical amnesia. We have forgotten the genuine, effective, and astonishing power of spiritual intervention. That can be evoked by an open heart. This oracle brings you a message from spirit. There is a problem in your life that seems very real and substantial. Yeah, it is. Yet, if you approach it from a more mystical perspective, desiring spiritual connection and healing, that issue can dissolve. Well, please heal mystically. I'm going to mystically evaporate my debt, pay my property taxes, which I haven't been able to pay, and come into a lump sum of money where I don't have to have a cosigner on a loan. That's a lot to ask of order in the 3D sense. Right? But all of you are in the same boat, just different ways. I can go from the mystical. I could do that. It can be absorbed into spiritual light and be healed. It can transform in such a way that your current viewpoint of suffering will cease to exist. There is a path for healing you have yet to recognize. As you let go of what you think should be or must be, you will recognize a perhaps unexpected path to your true healing and inner fulfillment opening before you. Well, it needs to open first for me to acknowledge it. It might help you to let go if you reflect on what would be different for you if this problem is no longer in your life. Sometimes we might hold on to pain, hoping to gain acknowledgement from a certain person who may just lack the emotional capacity and spiritual development to grant us a heartfelt apology. Sometimes we punish ourselves by holding on to pain, holding impossible and unhelpful standards of inhuman perfection, when we could forgive ourselves and move on. Spiritually, we have the power to forgive and free ourselves of others. There is so much to be gained in doing so. It is a way to heal the heart from emotional poison, awaken inner peace and freedom, and move forward with our lives. In the spiritual landscape of the heart, we let go of what we think and engage with what we feel. The true mystical experience of divine love is not just emotional, it is transfiguring. It helps us transform ourselves and our lives. This oracle guides you to immerse yourself in the spiritual light within your heart. A beautiful and uplifting outcome is being offered to you. Trust in spirit, let go, and receive. Well, let's hope I can do this and get back to you guys in 3 weeks with a freaking miracle or a new job path or a career or a new contract that I just signed, and everything's going to be hunky dory, lovey bovey. But that goes for everybody. Um, if I like top before I leave here, top three places I would like to go is Iceland, Ireland, because I definitely have a lot of past lives in Ireland, and in Iceland. I definitely have past lives there. Norway, Hawaii. Those are my top places. Iceland is definitely Ireland and Iceland are top one and two. And that changes depending on time of year. But I would love to go visit both of those places. My soul is calling for those places. But I gotta wait because I can't even feed myself fully right now. My neighbor dropped off food the other day. I was like, thank you so much. Um, yeah, be humble. I'm trying to be as humble as possible. I am trying to mature myself in my thinking as possible, but there's still room for growth and venting and getting it out. So it's not sitting in here, it's getting out of me. The more I get it out, the more clarity I'm getting. Maybe. Um, so tomorrow, look out for at some point during the day, I'll have uploaded Spiritual Soul channel member only Oracle cards. I go more in depth because I only did a few decks today. Um, I'll hopefully get a reading in. We'll see what's in store because I'm gonna wake up early and take care of the babies and Louie dog. If you guys are interested, the Zoom link will be there. I am not sure what's going on with Turn the Page with Janine. If I know she wanted to shift her shows on Sunday. I didn't receive a link, but I wasn't able to do it on Sunday anyway. Um, I don't know, but Janine's fantastic, so please go support her and Arnie. After the live, the links to everything will be there, and that usually happens within 5 to 10 minutes after I finish this. Um, Sending each and every one of you love, light, compassion, grace, shielding, and protective energy. Please go within. Be the shoulder, be the lighthouse, seed your truths, light the path forward. I will come up with some really cool raffle item soon because last one was at the end of April. I'll try to get this mid-May happening. Um, Sunday I should be back to my paint and sips and all that fun stuff. Uh, Anything else? Try to hit up Zoom if you can tomorrow if you're interested in around. Uh, Try to keep the vibe high, humble, gratitude, breathe. I'm breathing. Ground. We're still spiking. And I hope to see you all in the next one. I will be live on Tuesday for Craft and Sip. So until the next one, please be amazing. Light your path. Anchor hard. Breathe. And I hope to see you all in the next one. Thank you to everybody who contributes to this channel and to me. Thank you all for your likes and your shares, your subscriptions, your channel members. I thank you all so very much. It gives me the glimmer of hope to keep moving and having my passions become my dreams. And this is definitely one of them. And it wouldn't be here if you guys didn't show up. So thank you all. Until the next one. Bye for now.